Hey everybody, what's going on today? I just want to let you know today I'm going to cover the processing checklist, also known as the borrower's checklist. So give me 1 second because I'm going to share screen. And so give me just 1 second. Gotta find it. Okay, guys. So this is the processing checklist, and it is, I don't know if you guys can see it real quick. So let me see real quick. So if you guys can see it, it is the processing and borrower's checklist, and you guys are going to want to use this. This is actually from Kogo Capital. So I do broker through Kogo. They're one of the many lenders. So this is an important checklist because it is actually pretty thorough. There's a few extra things that not every lender is going to ask you for, but you should be prepared. You should use this one to build your package around it. You should always have your package ready to go. And that way, no matter what lender it is, if you got more than what they're requiring, you're going to be better off. Things are going to go a lot faster for you. So it's going to start out with your business entity name. And like I said, you're going to want an entity, an LLC or a corporation. You can get those in Wyoming. I'll be doing the Wyoming video this week talking about Wyoming LLCs and corporations and the benefits to it over like Delaware or Nevada. So you're going to have the borrower name, and then you're going to have the property address. This is for the property you're trying to acquire. Uh, like I said, one of the E's, the 3 E's, or the 4 E's is executive summary. I will be posting some information. I'll be doing a video on that for executive summary. You're going to want your loan application, whether you use Kogo, Ground Floor, any lender who has a loan application, you're going to want to get that. It is it's vital, so you're going to want that. You're also going to want an authorization to release info and pull credit signed if they are going to do a credit pull. Most of the lenders do a soft pull. They're just looking to see what, if you're a 600 or 650 or 700, they're not looking at specifics. You can, in most cases, have a bankruptcy as long as it is discharged. So they're looking to just tier you. Not every lender's you're gonna know in advance, but just be prepared. There's also unique to Kogo, but I'm using it in most of all my other deals, is what they call a zero tolerance loan fraud policy. And I'll post that and do a video about that this week as well. Scheduled real estates, do you own real estate or you sold it? There's two different ones. They're Excel spreadsheets. I'll be doing videos and posting them in the Facebook group as well. If you guys know where the Facebook group is, it's facebook.com/group/other people's money show. If you go to the files tab, you'll be able to download all the documents, checklists, and templates. A lot of information. Your business entity information, articles of incorporation, your federal EIN letter, bylaws, and your operating agreement. If you do go through Wyoming, you will actually get a good packet of articles of incorporation. You'll get 2 sets of documents. You'll also want your driver's license and a social security card, as well as last year's tax return. And then depends on I prepare to have bank statements. Some lenders will actually still use Plaid, which is plaid.com, I believe, and they could just go in there. There's some that'll just basically use Plaid, so that's self-explanatory. You can always explore it on your own. They're going to ask for 3 months of business and personal in some cases. Not every lender, just make sure. I'm just going off what the most stringent, and so that way you're prepared. Any retirement accounts. They're also going to want a third-party appraisal. If there's an appraisal company, they show DNA report, guys. A DNA report. They have a collateral DNA report. If you're interested in that, it's actually pretty extensive. It's $30 or it's about $30. I can provide you with a link to my link where you can actually order it. It's quite extensive. It's not as solid as comps, but if you're in the single family space, then you definitely want to order this. You can also get a proof of funds letter, which is $5. You can get that in the same link. You're going to want to have your purchase and sale agreement. with your purchase price and your earnest deposit, and you're going to have your one business entity has buyer. Yes, you have to buy it under your business entity. So for ABC Investors LLC, you put in your ABC Investors LLC on your search purchase and sale agreement, and you're going to want your purchase price and then what the deposit is. You'll want to actually have proof that you paid the deposit. Goes a long way for most lenders in underwriting. Your contractor bid and cost breakdown for all work performance. You're also going to want to get your contractor's general liability and workers' comp policy. In some states, like in Colorado, they have a waiver with just a single, if you're just a single 1099, like a painter or somebody's just single, they can assign a specific form they notarize. The basis is I don't have to pay workers' comp because I'm a single entity, but you're going to want to get their general liability and their workers' comp policies, and you're going to want to call the insurance carrier. Don't call the agent, call the carrier to make sure they're valid. You're going to want to get their license verified. Go to, if you can go to the building department or, whatever it's called the authority having jurisdiction is what they call it, the AHG. That's back from my fire marshal days. I was actually the AHJ of Doña Ana County, New Mexico. So you're going to want to have that, and you're going to want to have your scope of work and your draw schedule, which is the next lines, and I'll have separate videos, and they're also posted in the Facebook group. You're going to have, if you have a lease agreement, if you're going to be leasing it and you already have a lease agreement in place, then definitely have that, or if there's already existing one, so that they can show, hey, it's leased, I'm buying it. Hazard insurance, and we'll do, there's some companies that specifically do hazard insurance for when you're doing flips or rentals, things like that. You can also contact your regular agent, and you're gonna have to have, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to have a year-long policy, which means if you sell the house in 3 months, you're still gonna have to pay for a full year. That depends on your insurance company, though. So definitely check with your agent. You're also gonna want the title report, your payoff at any liens, and as well as the HUD-1. HUD-1 is the settlement that is going to be eventually sent to the underwriting. They're going to get a copy of it, the lender, from the title company to verify probably a day or two before the close. So that way you can verify the numbers. The title company will verify the number. They'll send it to the lender for the final approval. And then a broker agreement, which is also a client fee agreement, which is posted. If you have a private money broker that's involved, you will have to send their broker agreement to them. So they get paid by the lender through the title company at closing. Never pay up front. And then, of course, your contact information, your phone and email. So like I said, this is just a processing checklist and borrower's checklist for one of the lenders for Kogo Capital. If you have everything that's on this list, or you can prepare your package, I would just save it as a folder in your documents and just have everything ready to go. And then just update it every 3 months. You're always going to want to have 90 days, that everything has to be updated within 90 days. In some states, you can print, like Colorado, you can get a certificate from the Secretary of State's office for your business entity. You can get it online, you just download it. You go in and log in, it's free, and then you can pull up your document and you can save things. You want to have your tax ID. Basically, all of your documentation should be ready, and then make a separate folder for each property where you got the insurance, the scope of work, things like that are specific to that property, purchase and sale agreement. So do your main folder, then do your folders for each additional properties. You also, and we'll go into this more in the LLCs and the corporations video, but you're going to want to have, in some cases, a separate LLC for each property, even if you're flipping it. So you have ABC Investors LLC is your main company. Then you buy 123 Main Street, you have an LLC. 124 Main Street, separate LLC. 124, 125, 12, whatever, just in the sequence. Every property, whether you're flipping it or renting it, you want to have a separate LLC. In some cases, in Colorado, it's $50. Just get an LLC. You don't have to have a tax ID number. Get an LLC, and put both entities, put that as additional insured. Between additional insured and your LLC, it might cost you $100, but you're protecting yourself on a liability. It also helps the fact that you don't have 3 or 4 properties under one LLC, and then one property has some issues. Maybe it gets foreclosed, and basically they can go after the other 3 properties. If you have it separately, you can have problems with one. It basically eliminates risk. we go more into that in the business entities video. But that's just really closing out what I'm talking about on the borrower's checklist or the processing checklist. This is available at facebook.com/groups/the Other People's Money Show in the Files tab. And with that, I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you know where to get a hold of me. And I ask you to please like, share, and subscribe so I can continue to build this content up for you. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you.